Peace will fill the world when we finally understand that only from within can it be spread throughout the land. Every single person living peace in what we do, only then will our dream come true. Only then will our dream come true. Only then will our dream come true.
Good morning, friends. I'm Leona Evans, minister at Unity of San Luis Obispo, an inclusive, progressive, spiritual community affirming the good in all life. Welcome to our Sunday morning live stream. I'm delighted to be here, and I'm thrilled that you're here to join us. We have a powerful service for you this morning with an interesting and provocative talk, inspiring and beautiful music from our music team, Brett Mitchell and Matthew J. Evans, and a meditation that will take you to the depths of your consciousness, where you will find greater love than you ever imagined. We believe in the one presence and the one power that we call God, the good. That power is spirit. It is the source of all creation. It is the essence of life, unconditional love, and pure wisdom. And that power indwells each of us. And so let's take this time to relax and prepare for this time together, to be open to new ways of thinking or new ways of experiencing ideas that we've heard before. It's a powerful time to acknowledge that each of us is one with divine light, and that we have a powerful message to share with the world that is based in love for all humanity and for our planet Earth. So, breathe deeply and relax. Find a comfortable spot. Focus your attention on these powerful ideas, because the world needs changing and transforming, and you and I are the only ones that can do it. Breathe deeply once again, relax and focus, and let us affirm together, I am now open and receptive to the living spirit of truth. Once again, I am now open and receptive to the living spirit of truth. And so it is. Amen. Let's open our service, as always, with a joy song performed by Matthew J. Evans.
Good morning. Today we're going to sing God Love is Deep Within Me. Please sing along with the lyrics on the bottom of the screen. God love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God life is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God life is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God light is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's light is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's peace is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's peace is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's joy is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's joy is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God love is satisfying my soul. God love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul, ever satisfying my soul, ever satisfying my soul. Have a great morning, everybody.
Thank you so much, Matthew. That was just terrific. Well, tomorrow, Matthew will be celebrating his 25th birthday, and I could not be a prouder mom. I am so, so grateful that Matthew has been in my life and has blessed me in so, so many ways. I'm also extremely proud of the gifts that he has been given and the wonderful ways that he has shared them over the years. I am grateful to our Unity family because I know that a number of you out there from Unity of San Luis Obispo remember when he was born and remember nurturing him and being an important part of his spiritual family. That has served him in good stead. He recently graduated from California State University, Long Beach. He majored in jazz studies. He graduated magna cum laude, which is the highest honor a graduate can receive. He worked very hard for that honor. He has a great respect and love for music, particularly jazz, but he's an appreciator of all music. And he knows how music can touch the heart and lift the soul. And he plans on devoting his life to that music and recognizing how he can be an influence for light and for harmony and for unity and for peace. Right now, we're going to play a music video that Matthew recorded last year. It's called Soon It's Gonna Rain. And Matthew did the vocals, accompanied himself, and he did the video production as well. And so to honor his birthday, I would like to share with you Matthew J. Evans performing Soon It's Gonna Rain.
Hear how the wind begins to whisper. See how the leaves go streaming by. Smell how the velvet rain is falling out where the fields are warm and dry. Now is the time to run inside and stay. Now is the time to find a hideaway where we can stay. Soon it's gonna rain, I can see it. Soon it's gonna rain, I can tell. Soon it's gonna rain, what are we gonna do? Soon it's gonna rain, I can feel it. Soon it's gonna rain, I can tell. Soon it's gonna rain, what'll we do with you? We'll find 4 limbs of a tree. We'll build 4 walls and a floor. We'll bind it over with leaves, then duck inside to stay. And then we'll let it rain. We'll not feel it, then we'll let it rain. Rain pell-mell, and we'll not complain if it never stops at all. We'll live and love within our own four walls. Boo-doo-day-o, do-the-vi-da-da-do-ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-dum-dway-do-vi-da-do, we-da-da-do, ba-da-dum-day, we-da-do-ba-da-da-do-do, bu-da-da-dum-ba-ya, ba-dum-dway-ba-da-do-ba-day. We'll find 4 limbs of a tree. We'll build 4 walls and a floor. We'll bind it over with leaves, then duck inside to stay. And then we'll let it rain. We'll not feel it, then we'll let it rain. Rain pell-mell, and we'll not complain if it never stops at all. We'll live and love within our own. Happily we'll live as one, no cares at all. Happily we'll live and love within our own 4 walls.
What a beautiful performance. What a wonderful video. Thank you so much, Matthew. Happy birthday. May this 25th year be the best year of your life. I love you with all my heart. And always, always remember that you were made in love and that your expression of love is powerful and beautiful. Thank you for being exactly who you are. Well, today I want to talk to you about the power of our beliefs. I want to remind you that it's extremely important for us to take a look at our beliefs and ask ourselves often, why am I carrying this particular belief? Why do I feel this way now, even though my belief might be based on something that happened to me a long time ago? How many people are walking around today missing the joy of music because somebody told them when they were in the 3rd grade that they couldn't sing or that they didn't have any talent? How many people are letting old beliefs stand in the way of new and greater experiences? What is it about beliefs that are actually stronger than the truth or the reality in the 5 sense world or the facts that might be presented to us? How many times have we been told by loved ones or by people that we've recently met that they love us? How many times have we been asked to believe that somebody loves us, but the belief inside of us that says we're unlovable has kept us from accepting that, trusting that? I would say, without knowing all the people on this planet, that this issue plagues the human soul unlike no other. Why do I deserve to be loved? Who am I? Why me? How many Bible stories are told about the recalcitrant or the reluctant prophets who have been told that they've been chosen by God to either lead the enslaved people into the promised land or to give a message to the people, only for the prophet to say, "Excuse me, but are you talking to me? Is this about me? Because if you think I can do this job, I think you're mistaken, with all due respect. I am not the person that you want." And if you remember the conversation that the divine I Am had with Moses when he said, "I'm not your guy," and repeats it over and over until the voice that's speaking as the burning bush says, "Just go. I'll provide for you. You're the person. This is the task. Go, complete it." What would life be like for us if we could believe the best about ourselves and the world without becoming naive or unrealistic? What would life be like if we believed in the divine potential within us and within life? And what is keeping us from believing that we were made in love, created by the one presence and the one power of all good, and deserve all the prosperity, the good health, the love that is being presented to us and being offered to us? I'm reminded of a brilliant professor of mine when I was in graduate school years ago. And the story that he told on this particular day touched me so deeply that I've never forgotten it, because it reminded me of the human condition. He walked into the classroom and he said to me, "I got my book published today." And I said, "Wow, congratulations, that's fabulous." And he said, "It's not much of a publisher, because if they accepted my book, how good could they be?" Wow. That's the human condition. He's not the only one who thinks that way. Far from it. Not that many people say it out loud in such a disarming way, but many of us feel undeserving, unworthy, and we believe it because we have accepted certain facts from our past and have cemented them into our consciousness and view the world from that perspective. So, unless the belief that we are unworthy of love changes or is transformed to "I am worthy of love," we're not going to be able to take full advantage of the beautiful relationships that are presented to us. We won't feel secure. We won't feel lovable. We have the power to transform our beliefs, and that is the greatest of all of our powers. And so I ask you, what is it that we're holding on to? Now, we're sophisticated human beings. Many of us have lived our lives in a fair amount of success and have enjoyed many blessings, but still carry some of those old beliefs. And we get to a certain point in life, a certain place in our hero's journey, and that says those other ways of expressing success, does that make me feel any better about who I am? Or am I still afraid to let people know who I am because they might not think I'm so good? Am I afraid to believe in the love that's being presented to me because I don't really feel like I deserve it? How many of us continue to walk around that way and are inadvertently teaching the younger generations the same thing? Oh, don't thank me. Oh, I'm not, it wasn't special. It was nothing. Today, I want to challenge you to take a look at those beliefs. I want to challenge you to take a look at those beliefs from a perspective of pure love, pure light, and pure wisdom, which is your divine nature, and see what we come up with. Right now, let's hear a wonderful piece of music from Brett Mitchell and Matthew J. Evans.
Here's a really a neat song written way back in 1930 by Frank Harling, Leo Robin, and Richard Whiting. Richard Whiting was Margaret Whiting, the singer's dad. And it's called Beyond the Blue Horizon. See what you think. 1, 2, 1, 2. Beyond the blue horizon waits a beautiful day. Goodbye to things that bore me. Joy is waiting for me. I see a new horizon. My life has only begun. Beyond the horizon lies rising sun. It sure does. I like that song. I do. I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you so much, Brett Mitchell and Matthew J. Evans. What a wonderful song and so beautifully done. It's such an uplifting and powerful song. I was friends with Margaret Whiting. She and I did 2 shows together in my former life as an entertainer. One was Pal Joey and the other was Gypsy. And during that time, we forged a lovely friendship. I would see her cabaret act in various parts of the country when I was on the road. And every time we'd meet up, it was a lovely experience. Well, she did a medley in her show called Songs My Father Wrote. And there's so many of them, Too Marvelous for Words, just a whole bunch of songs. He was a very renowned songwriter. And at the end of her medley, she would do a chorus of Beyond the Blue Horizon. And it was so rousing and it was so powerful. And she ended not only the medley, but her act that way. And people were just so inspired by it, just the way we were today, Brett and Matthew. So thank you so much. And it brings back really good memories. Well, the fact is, beyond the blue horizon lies the rising sun are such powerful words. Beyond what I can see lies something that's even greater. Beyond what I can see. So what does that mean for my purpose in life? It means I always have to look at what I believe and ask myself, is this all I can see, and is it leading me to my greater good in life? Is it even true? It might have been true at one time. Maybe it was never true. Maybe we misunderstood or were not mature enough to really understand the experiences that were happening to us. But the fact is that any negative or limiting belief concerning who we are or the nature of God or the nature of the universe, unless it is beautiful and wonderful and hopeful, it's going to be flawed. That belief will be flawed. And as Eric Butterworth has said many times, Eric Butterworth, the author of Discover the Power Within You and a powerful unity minister for many years, he said, we see things not as they are, but as we are. And so I'm going to give you a minute to digest that, and I'm going to think to myself, maybe Meister Eckhart, 12th century mystic, said it first. At any rate, it's a powerful line. We see things not as they are, but as we are. And so one of the biggest mistakes we make is that we try to change the things out there, and very often we're powerless to do so. What we can change, we ignore because we're not aware of the beauty and the power that lies within us and the importance of our beliefs. What we believe says everything about who we think we are. And so what do we do about that? How do we get in touch with what we really believe? There's a framework that I've been teaching and working with for years, and some of you might have heard this before, but there are three things to consider when looking at our beliefs that will benefit us greatly. The question is, this belief that I have, do I want to believe it? Do I believe it? Or do I really believe it at the depths of my being? How does that work? For example, if I find myself holding on to resentment and I don't really understand the source of it, if I've gone to counseling and I've been asked, is there anybody you need to forgive? I'm likely to say, not really. I think I've been through that. I've had a lot of therapy. I've worked through a lot of things, and I don't think that's the problem. Well, this is something we might want to believe. And why wouldn't we? Because if people in conversation bring up the idea of forgiveness, and if anyone in the conversation says, I'm holding on to some resentment and I can't seem to let go of it, most people will say, well, you got to let go of it. You have to forgive. You have to forgive. People kind of get on us for admitting a vulnerability. And I personally learned a very long time ago that unless I was talking with colleagues or other New Thought students, that I probably wouldn't say that I had things to forgive, because then I'd get the lecture about how I should. So does that mean I have forgiven? Or am I fooling myself when I say to the counselor, no, I think I'm fine. I think I've forgiven everything. I think it's worth examining. I've examined it in myself, and I've been examining it for years, that there are things I want to believe and even believe I believe that when the rubber hits the road, I can't say that I really believe because my actions show differently. For example, someone will say to me, well, let's go back to the forgiveness thing. Have you forgiven? I mean, you're feeling down, or you've been feeling triggered by certain events, and what's going on? Do you have some forgiveness things that you're holding on to? And I say, no, I've been working on those things for years. Obviously, I've worked through them. But if I really think about it and I get home after this counseling session, I'll say, wait a minute, is there something that I've been holding on to? And I was triggered by another event, and I just started feeling bad, and I didn't know why. Can I go back to that memory and see what was going on within me when I heard that? So I go back in my memory and I relive the conversation that I had last week or a few days ago, and I realize that something in that conversation reminded me of a very difficult experience that I had, a time when I felt devastated and shamed, and a time when I felt unworthy. If I have not consciously let go of that, it will stay as it is because the energy hasn't been transformed. And even if I don't remember, because see, in my mind, I'm not holding on to unforgiveness for the other person. I've released that. But that isn't the problem. The problem is I still believe what they said about me. And I didn't know that I did. I wanted to believe that I was past needing to forgive. I believed it, but apparently evidence shows that I'm still holding on to this belief that someone convinced me that I was unworthy, that I allowed that to take place for one reason or another. And if I'm still holding on to it, which obviously I am, because then once I remember that I got triggered by that, then I have to remember some of my intimate family relationships and how I've also been triggered to accept a belief that maybe I'm not loved, maybe I'm not respected, all because that other belief has been gestating in my belief system. Rotting would be a more accurate word, for so many years, and I never thought to look there. Have I forgiven? Oh, of course. I don't hold any animosity toward that person. Oh, that might be true, but I certainly am holding it toward myself. Just a vague feeling that I should be a better person. And, that's different from looking forward to expressing ourselves more fully. There's a definite self-condemnation there. So once I can get in touch with that and I can isolate it, here's a buried treasure, if you will, hiding successfully under a lot of gross material in my consciousness. And now I get to bring it up into the light and I get to nurture it to wholeness. Yes, there's more forgiveness work that needs to be done. And whether I tell it to people I'm in a conversation with, whether I trust that process or not, I must tell it to myself, because that's the doorway to healing. Once I see that I'm carrying a belief that's attached to that event, then I can start recalling other events where that belief played a part. And even if I don't, just remembering one can serve to bless us immeasurably. But I come to a greater and greater and greater awareness that what's been holding me back, or what caused that unidentified pain, is a misperception. And that misperception is standing between me and my good, between me and my greater and fuller realization of God as my source, of my greater and fuller realization that everyone that comes into my life that I choose to accept, I do so more fully and freely than I have before. And when I hear myself thinking, that person is disrespecting me, I get a chance to observe that. I get a chance to look beyond that, like you would look around the corner if you were hidden by a pole. I get to look around it and say, let me hear what that person said. Let me play that back from a different vantage point. Let me lay aside that old belief, my perception that no one treats me right, and let me get to the root of what that person is actually saying. It can be fantastic, immeasurable tools for self-awareness, for shifting our beliefs, being able to use our observer self, being able to recognize what triggers us, being able to admit that we're carrying things inside of us that interfere with our being our best self and feeling worthy and deserving of all that life has to offer. What do we believe we believe? What do we really believe? What do we want to believe? What do we wish we believed, but that we really don't? For example, we say, I believe, we affirm, I believe that I am an expression of light. I believe that I was created in love. I believe that I was destined to bless the world. I believe that I deserve love and living life to the fullest. I want to believe that. There are certainly times when I believe it. But then, what do I really believe, and why did I get triggered by that? That's where the work comes in. That's where the gold in the shadow has an opportunity to come out. That's where we begin to see the rising sun beyond the blue horizon. I am excited about that. I'm excited to offer us all the opportunity to respect our beliefs, respect the power they have in our lives, and respect the fact that each of us has the ability to transform those beliefs and live a rich and powerful inner life.
Breathe deeply now and relax as we move into our time of inner contemplation and integration of today's message. Let us affirm in the quiet of our own being, my beliefs have power. I am in touch with what I really believe, and I am willing to do the work to transform any limiting core belief or habit pattern that is creating discontent in my life. I am light. I am life. I am love and wisdom. And as I meditate, I shine the light of wisdom into my interior psyche and find any doubts or misperceptions that interfere with the full expression of my highest good. We give thanks for the insights that we receive as we examine our beliefs and discover where they came from. Sort out the ones that no longer work. Transform them into new ways of expression, of awareness of our inner truths and our inner light. Life is good. And so it is. Amen.
It's time now in our service to bless our gifts and tithes to Unity of San Luis Obispo. We give thanks that Unity of San Luis Obispo is a beloved and powerful community of faith, mighty to receive our good and to share our good with others. We also give thanks that each of you that chooses to give and share a portion of your bounty with us is blessed 30, 60, 100-fold by the divine law of attraction, the divine law of giving and receiving. May you be blessed during the course of this week, and remember that as you give, so shall you receive. Let's speak the words of our prosperity statement together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive.
Here's a great tune from composer and arranger Neil Hefti, who arranged for the Count Basie Orchestra. Also wrote quite a few movie themes. It's called Little Darling. 1, 2, you know what to do. Little Darling by Neil Hefti.
Thank you so much, Brett Mitchell and Matthew J. Evans. What a charming tune and so beautifully played. Thank you so much. I also want to remind everyone that Brett has composed all of the meditation music that we use, and it is always so beautiful and so inspiring. Thank you so much. Let's sing our peace song, shall we?
On earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Let's speak the words of our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Please press the like button and make sure to leave a comment. We love hearing from you. Also, please remember to tune into the Get Off Your Affirmation podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts. Have a wonderful week. You deserve it.
Every single person living peace in what we do. Only then will our dream come true. Only then will our dream come true. Only then will our dream